Ladies and gentlemen, many of us have been conditioned by society, our upbringing, and the limitations others have imposed on us. We've been led to believe that life is tough, money is scarce, and that dreams are only for dreamers, not doers. But if we've already been influenced by ideas that restrict us, why not take control and reprogram ourselves with ideas that set us free? Let me ask you, have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract success wherever they go? It's as if there's an invisible force bringing opportunities their way. What do they have that others don't? The answer is simple. They have a success mindset. They have trained their minds to recognize and grab opportunities that others overlook. They've reconditioned themselves for success. The human mind is fascinating. What you tell it most often, it believes. Tell it you can't, and it will accept that as true. Tell it you can, and it will believe that as well. Your mind is the most fertile ground you'll ever tend. But you must be mindful of what you plant, as it will eventually grow. When I was younger, I had the privilege of meeting a mentor who shared a simple yet powerful insight with me. For things to change, you must change. For things to improve, you must improve. That philosophy transformed my life. I came to understand that my external reality was merely a reflection of my internal state. If I wanted different results, I needed to become a different person. And that's what reprogramming yourself for success is all about. It's about intentionally choosing to become someone who attracts, creates, and deserves success. It's about transforming your thoughts, beliefs, habits, associations, and ultimately, your life. Now, let me share with you the key principles of this process. First, you need to recognize that your mind works like a computer. Garbage in, garbage out, quality in, quality out. The way your mind processes information depends on what you feed it. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind? Are you filling it with doubt, fear, and limitation, or with faith, courage, and possibility? The average person in the US watches about 4 to 5 hours of television every day, roughly 1,500 hours per year. Now, while entertainment isn't bad, what if you spent even 30 minutes a day feeding your mind with ideas that could change your life? What if you read just 30 minutes a day? That would be 25 books per year, and in a decade, 250 books. Do you think your life would be different if you absorbed the wisdom of 250 books on success, leadership, personal development, and financial independence? I guarantee it would. My mentor often said, miss a meal if you must, but never miss your reading. He understood the power of feeding your mind with quality information. This is the first step in reprogramming yourself for success, controlling your mental diet. The second principle is repetition. Repetition is the key to learning and the foundation of action, making it essential for achievement. It's not enough to hear a good idea once. You need to hear it repeatedly until it becomes ingrained in your mind. When I was starting out, I listened to personal development tapes in my car. Sometimes I'd listen to the same tape 10, 20, even 50 times. People would ask me, don't you get bored listening to the same thing over and over? My answer was always no, because I wasn't just hearing it. I was trying to learn it, to internalize it so deeply that it became my automatic response. That's why I encourage you not just to read a good book, but to study it. Don't just listen to a valuable lecture. Replay it in your mind. Take notes, review those notes, and discuss what you've learned with others. This repetition is vital in the reprogramming process. The third principle is association. You must be selective about who and what you associate with. It's often said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and there's truth to that. Your income, health, attitudes, and success all tend to mirror the people around you. If you want success, seek out those who are already successful and spend time with them. If you want to be healthy, associate with health-conscious people. If you want to build wealth, connect with those who understand financial principles. And it's not just about people, it's also about the environments you place yourself in, the seminars you attend, the organizations you join, and the places you frequent. All of these shape your thinking. Choose wisely. The fourth principle in reprogramming yourself for success is affirmation. Affirmations are positive statements about a desired situation or goal, stated as if they are already true. When repeated often, they shape your subconscious beliefs. Some people dismiss affirmations as mere positive thinking. But let me tell you, the most successful people I know use affirmations in some form. They might not call them affirmations, but they consistently feed their minds with empowering statements about who they are and what they can achieve. Here's a simple, powerful affirmation to get you started. Each day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. This was a concept taught by a French psychologist in the early 1900s, and his patients saw remarkable improvements in their health and overall well-being. Why? Because what you consistently affirm becomes your reality. The fifth principle is visualization. Your mind processes images not words. When you vividly imagine what you want to achieve, your subconscious mind begins working toward making those images real. Olympic athletes use visualization all the time. They see themselves performing perfectly, completing the race, making the shot, sticking the landing. They mentally experience the victory before they physically experience it. I suggest setting aside time each day, perhaps in the morning when you wake up or at night before you sleep, to visualize your goals as already accomplished. Picture yourself living in your dream home, running your ideal business, enjoying your desired lifestyle. Make those images as vivid and detailed as possible. Engage all your senses. What do you see, hear, and feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more real it will become in your life. The sixth principle is action. Knowledge alone won't change your life unless you take action on it. As the ancient Chinese proverb says, to know and not to do is not yet to know. Success isn't what you know, it's what you do with what you know. Many people attend seminars, read books, and listen to audio programs, but fail to implement what they learn. They get inspired, but fall back into their old routines, habits, and results. Don't let that happen to you. Take action on what you learn, even if it's just one small step. Remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Each small step builds momentum, making the next one easier. The seventh principle, this is crucial, is persistence. Reprogramming yourself for success isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. You don't attend one seminar, read one book, or listen to one lecture and suddenly transform your life. Change takes time. New habits take time to form, and new beliefs take time to solidify. Many people give up too soon. They try something for a week or a month, don't see immediate results, and decide it doesn't work. Success is more like farming than hunting. In hunting, you pursue your prey, take a shot, and either succeed or fail right away. But farming requires preparation. You plant the seeds, water them, protect them from pests, and with patience, you eventually harvest the fruits of your labor. Reprogramming yourself for success is like farming. You plant seeds of possibility, achievement, and abundance, but you must nurture those seeds over time, protect them from negative influences and self-doubt, and if you remain consistent, you will eventually reap a harvest beyond your wildest dreams. Let me share a story about a young man I met years ago. He came from a poor background, had limited education, and had already failed in several businesses. But he attended one of my seminars and became fascinated by the idea of reprogramming himself for success. He started reading books on success and personal development, not just reading them, but truly studying them, taking notes, and applying what he learned. He replaced his radio with educational audio programs during his commute. He sought out successful mentors and joined a mastermind group. He wrote his goals and affirmations and reviewed them daily. He visualized his success and took consistent action toward his dreams. His friends and family thought he had joined a cult. They laughed, criticized, and tried to bring him back to reality, but he persisted. Within 1 year, he had started a new business that showed promise. In 3 years, that business was generating more income than he had made in the previous 10 years combined. In 5 years, he became a millionaire. Today, he owns multiple successful companies and lives a life he once only dreamed about. What changed? Not the economy, not the opportunities. What changed was his mindset. He reprogrammed himself for success, and success responded accordingly. I can already hear some of you thinking, but I've tried positive thinking before, and it didn't work for me. Let me ask you this. Did you really try it? Did you fully immerse yourself in it? Did you persist through the early stages when nothing seemed to be happening? Most people who claim positive thinking doesn't work merely dabbled in it rather than fully committing. It's like the man who bought land after hearing about gold being discovered in the area. He dug for weeks, found nothing, got discouraged, and sold the land. The new owner picked up where the first man left off, and just a few feet deeper discovered one of the richest gold veins in the region. The first man gave up too soon. Don't make the mistake of neglecting your personal development. Remember, reprogramming yourself for success isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on challenges. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles and believing in your ability to overcome whatever life throws at you. Let me introduce you to a powerful technique I share with thousands of people worldwide, mental movie technique. Every night before you go to sleep, create a mental movie of your ideal life. Imagine yourself as the main character, living the life you desire, doing exactly what you want, and having everything you've dreamed of. Make this mental movie as vivid and detailed as possible. What are you wearing? Who are you with? What are you doing? How do you feel? Play this movie in your mind for about 5 minutes before you drift off to sleep. Why is this so effective? Because your subconscious mind is most receptive right before sleep. The thoughts and images you dwell on during this time can penetrate your deep mind and start to shape your beliefs, attitudes, and action. If you do this every night for 30 days, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts in your thinking and behavior. Do it for a year, and the person you become may surprise you in the best way possible. Another technique I recommend is called success immersion. This involves surrounding yourself with success-oriented messages as often as possible. Put inspirational quotes on your bathroom mirror, refrigerator desk, and car dashboard. Listen to motivational audios while driving, exercising, or cooking. Read success literature before bed. And as soon as you wake up, attend seminars and workshops whenever you can. The goal is to immerse yourself so completely in success messages that they become your default way of thinking. Just as water takes the shape of the container it's poured into, your mind takes the shape of the ideas you immerse it in. Now let's discuss something that many personal development teachers overlook: the resistance you'll face when you begin reprogramming yourself for success. This resistance comes from two sources, external and internal, and understanding them is crucial to your success. External resistance comes from the people around you. When you start changing, thinking differently, and acting differently, not everyone will support you. Some may mock you, while others might try to protect you from disappointment by encouraging you to be more realistic. Some people may even feel threatened by your growth and actively try to sabotage your progress. Why does this happen? Because your change makes them uncomfortable. It challenges their own choices, disrupts the familiar patterns of your relationship, and most importantly, confronts them with the possibility that they too could change if they were willing to do the work. How do you handle this external resistance? First, understand that it's normal and to be expected. Second, respond with compassion rather than anger or defensiveness. Many of these people genuinely believe they're looking out for your best interests. Third, seek out a community of like-minded individuals who support your growth, a mastermind group, a success club, or even just a few friends who share your commitment to personal development. As for internal resistance, this is the voice in your head that doubts, questions, and criticizes your new way of thinking. It's the voice that says, "Who are you kidding? You can't do this. Remember how many times you've failed before? What makes you think this time will be different?" This voice represents your old conditioning, fighting to maintain control. It's the old program trying to resist the new program from taking over. Just like external resistance, internal resistance is completely normal and expected. The key to overcoming internal resistance isn't to fight it head on, but to consistently feed your mind with the new program until it becomes dominant. It's like gardening. You don't eliminate weeds by attacking them. You eliminate them by growing healthy plants that crowd them out. So when that voice of doubt arises, don't engage with it. Instead, replace it immediately with your affirmations, visualizations, and success statements. Over time, the voice of doubt will become quieter and the voice of confidence will grow stronger. Let's now discuss the role of emotions in reprogramming yourself for success. Your emotions are powerful forces that can either propel you toward your goals or hold you back. The key is to harness your emotions rather than be controlled by them. One way to do this is through emotional anchoring. This technique involves deliberately linking powerful positive emotions to your goals and aspirations. For example, if one of your goals is to build a successful business, take the time to truly feel the pride, joy, and satisfaction of achieving that goal. Experience those emotions as vividly as possible and anchor them to your vision of success. When you do this repeatedly, those emotions become associated with your goal, creating a positive feedback loop. Thinking about your goal triggers those emotions, and those emotions motivate you to pursue the goal. Another aspect of emotional management is learning to transmute negative emotions into constructive action. For instance, instead of letting fear paralyze you, use it as a signal to prepare more thoroughly. Rather than letting rejection discourage you, use it as motivation to improve. Instead of allowing frustration to make you quit, use it as a sign that you need to adjust your approach. The most successful people aren't those who never experience negative emotions. They are the ones who know how to use those emotions as fuel for growth, not as obstacles. Now, let's address a critical aspect of reprogramming yourself for success that many people overlook: your self-concept. Your self-concept is the image you hold of yourself in your mind, and it acts as a thermostat for your life. If your self-concept is set at mediocre, you might occasionally rise above that through extraordinary effort, but eventually you'll revert to the level of your self-concept. To permanently change your results, you must change your self-concept. You must see yourself as worthy of success, capable of success, and destined for success. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens through the consistent application of the principles we've been discussing: controlling your mental diet, repetition, association, affirmation, visualization, action, and persistence. As you diligently apply these principles, your self-concept will gradually shift. You'll begin to see yourself differently. Your internal dialogue will shift from "I can't" to "I can." from I'm not good enough to I'm getting better every day. And from that's impossible for someone like me to if others can do it, so can I. As your self-concept changes, something remarkable happens. Your behavior naturally aligns with your new self-image. You no longer have to force yourself to take actions consistent with success. You take them instinctively because they're in alignment with who you now believe yourself to be. This is the true power of reprogramming yourself for success. It's not just about changing your thoughts, but about changing your identity. Let me give you a personal example. When I first started in personal development, I was just an ordinary guy with limited education and even fewer financial resources. But I made the decision to reprogram myself with the belief that I could become a successful entrepreneur and teacher. I read everything I could find about success. I listened to audio programs constantly. I attended every seminar I could afford, and even some I couldn't afford, but invested in anyway. I surrounded myself with people who believed in me and my potential. I affirmed my goals daily. I visualized myself speaking to thousands of people and positively impacting their lives. At first, nothing seemed to change, but I kept going. Gradually, almost imperceptibly, my self-concept began to shift. I started seeing myself as the person I aspired to be rather than the person I had been. As that shift occurred, my behaviors naturally aligned with my new self-image. I became more confident, disciplined, focused, and resourceful. The result, I've been fortunate enough to speak to millions of people across thousands of venues worldwide. I've written books that have helped countless individuals transform their lives. I've built successful businesses and helped others do the same. All of it began with a decision to reprogram myself for success. You can do the same, no matter your background, education, current circumstances, or past failures. You can reprogram your mind for extraordinary achievement, but you must be willing to put in the work. You must be willing to persist when results are slow in coming. You must stand firm in the face of external and internal resistance. Now, there's one more principle of reprogramming yourself for success that I want to share with you, and it might be the most important of all. Success through service. True fulfillment doesn't come just from what you achieve. It comes from what you contribute. The most successful people I know are those who have found ways to serve others through they've discovered that the joy of achievement is multiplied when that achievement improves the lives of others. As you reprogram yourself for success, make service a part of your vision. Ask yourself, how can my success benefit others? How can my achievements contribute to my family, my community, my world? When you link your success to service, you create a powerful motivation that transcends personal gain. In my own life, I found that teaching others the principles that transform my life has brought me more satisfaction than any material success ever could. Experiencing the moment when someone truly grasps a concept or receiving messages from people who have applied these principles and transformed their lives is the most fulfilling reward. So yes, condition yourself for wealth. If that's what you want, condition yourself for good health, strong relationships, career growth. But also condition yourself for contribution, for making a meaningful impact, and for leaving a lasting legacy. Now, to address any remaining skeptics, some of you may be wondering, this sounds good, but does it really work? Can changing my thoughts truly change my life? My answer is simple. Try it for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Test these principles in your own life. What do you have to lose except your limitations? The process of conditioning yourself for success isn't complicated. It does require commitment, consistency, and faith. Not blind faith, but the kind of faith that drives you to start the journey and see where it leads. Start small. For example, commit to 30 days of positive mental feeding. Read for 30 minutes a day from insightful books. Listen to educational audios during your commute. Write and recite affirmations in the morning and evening. Visualize your success for 5 minutes before bed. And take one meaningful step every day toward your goals. Find someone who believes in you and spend more time with them. After 30 days, evaluate your progress. I promise you'll notice changes. Maybe subtle at first, but real nonetheless. Your thoughts will shift, your emotions will change, your actions will be different, and over time, your results will transform as well. Remember this, your life follows your thoughts. Where your mind goes, your life will follow. Thoughts become things, so choose the thoughts that will lead you to the life you want, not the one you've settled for. In closing, let me share an important truth. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your circumstances or your limitations. You are a person of unlimited potential, capable of achieving things beyond what you currently imagine. Condition yourself with this truth until it becomes part of who you are. Condition yourself with visions of the life you truly want and with the belief that you can create that life through dedicated, consistent effort. If you do this, you'll join the ranks of those extraordinary individuals who don't just dream of success, they achieve it. You'll become someone others look at and ask, how do they do it? What's their secret? And perhaps you'll have the opportunity to share with them what I'm sharing with you now. Success is not a mystery. It's a process, one of conditioning your mind with the right thoughts, beliefs, images, and actions. So begin today, right now. Take control of your mental diet. Be selective with your associations. Affirm the positive. Visualize your success. Take consistent action. Persist through challenges. Serve others with your success. And watch as your life transforms in ways you once thought impossible. The choice is yours. The time is now. The person you're meant to become is waiting for you to make the decision to condition yourself for success. Thank you.